There, another thing, the membership operators I wanted to discuss is the in and not in operators, which are referred to as the membership operators. And the reason why we are discussing these operators is because we often use these operators while dealing with the data in the data structures. Okay. So we have studied arithmetic operators, Boolean operators, logical operators, and these are now membership operators, which checks whether a certain element is a part of any data structure as a container, such as list or dictionary. So the syntax of using in and not in operator is just to specify the element in list. So it searches for the element in the list and returns either true or false, depending on the presence or absence of the element in the list. So for example, let's see. Okay, here, if I were to come out of this, Python 3. So I'm in the interactive shell now. Again, the idea of using interactive shell compared to writing code in a script is that we want to check something very quickly. So we have list equals, let's say, some elements, names, let's say Alexandra, and we could have a name, let's say Sonia, and then we have a name Adil, and we may also have 40, 50 integer types data. We can also have like floating point values. Okay, so this is a list. Now what I want to check is, let's say, or maybe 50 in list. So in is the operator. What I'm trying to check is whether 50 is a member of this list. 50 is present in the list or not. So it returns true because 50 is a part of the list. I can also try running, let's say, so it is also present in the list. Let me try something else. So it returns false because there is no element with the value, a string value Hassan. Okay, I can also do this not in list. So what do you think it should return? It is actually checking whether Hassan is not a part of this list or not. Okay, so it will return true because there is no element with the string name Hassan. Okay, so this is the purpose of using membership operators. So yep, I have already included. So identity operator is something that is not often used for while you are a beginner, but it actually checks whether certain objects points to the same object in a memory. Okay, so here for example, w equals 500, x equals some value, y equals another value. So what we are doing here is z equals x. So what we are doing here is assigning the value of x to z. So in other words, what we are telling Python that z and x points to the same memory location which contains certain data. So if you were to check if z is x, which means that you are checking whether they are both identical or not, then if this condition satisfies, because we have already studied branch structures, if this condition satisfies, print this statement. If z is not y, then print this statement, and this is what you see on the screen. Because z and x are bound to the same object, we have just bounded them together. So that's why it satisfied this condition and printed this statement. Z is not bound to y, okay, because we are not bounding z to y. So this condition also satisfies, and this statement is printed. Okay. So we still have 15 minutes left for the lecture, and then probably we might need to extend it for 5 minutes before we begin with the lab. Okay. So this is the contents all related to basic data structures objects, we have to start off with a new topic, which is the iteration and looping. Maybe we can give a pause for a couple of minutes and then we can proceed ahead.